Norton Summit is the yardstick climb in Adelaide. If you want to know how good you are, you test yourself on Norton Summit. Currently on Strava, it has over 115,000 attempts uploaded to it, and the leaderboard has nearly 8,500 people on it. That is the biggest in Adelaide. And the reason is simple, it's a fantastic climb. It averages 5.1% for about 5.4 kilometers. It's very consistent, the traffic is quite low, the surface is very good, and it's a pretty place to be. That is, except for this sort of first bit, which is kind of ugly and has a power station. But ignore that, we'll be through it soon. Oh, and just to your right here is the start of Coach House Drive, which takes you onto Woodlands Way, which is definitely not the hardest climb in Adelaide. Go on, trust me, go up. Have a look for yourself. Oh, that was really mean. Anyway, back to the actual climb. The hardest gradient is actually in the first few hundred meters. You're sort of looking at around 6 to 8%, which is a little bit above the average of 5. But that's kind of it. It's out of the way pretty quickly, and then by the time you are where we are now, it's back around 5 to 6%. Again, very consistent. And because this section is so consistent and straight, take a moment to think about the KOM for Norton Summit, which was set by Green Edge rider Damien Housen. In February 2012, he went up here at an average, that's right, average of 28.7 kilometers an hour. Holy shit. Anyway, at this point of the road, you turn back around and you follow along the exposed side of the ridgeline. So you get a really fantastic view out to the west over the sea and over the city. It's really awesome. Again, the gradient really isn't worth mentioning. It's 5% and it pretty much stays that way until I tell you otherwise. Now, some very exciting news on the Norton Summit front is that this is going to be on the 2016 Tour Down Under route. That's right, the Friday Stage 4, which is also the amateur stage, will be going up here, which is frickin' fantastic. Why did it take them so damn long? The bad news is that everyone's going to drop about 50 places on the leaderboard, though, because of all the pros and all the talented jerks who come from interstate to ruin our lives. We'll be riding on it. Damn them. Now, right here is the point where the gradient drops on Norton Summit. That's right, it drops down a little bit to around 4%. So, if you're coming up here and you have some jerk wheel sucking you, this is the exact point you smash up a gear and you just go for it, buddy. But having said that, there's still about 1.5 Ks to go, so go for it, but don't give it everything. You can thank me for this good advice later. Now, just up here around this right-hand corner is where stuff really starts to get hectic. You sort of come out into the open, you've got the beautiful valley down to your left, which is the Morialta Falls area, and you've got about a K to go before you're finished. So, duck your head and just go for it. It's all pretty straight, and this is the easiest gradient of the whole climb, so there's no excuses to not bust your ass. Once you pass that tree stump up here on the left, there's a line on the road that lets you know you're finished. Good job, buddy. Thanks for joining me up Norton Summit, one of Adelaide's iconic climbs. Don't forget to subscribe because nobody else gives you this sort of vague analysis of climbing in Adelaide. Cheers!